Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Thursday. That is. Okay, wait. Did I have it or did it download? Alright guys, so I'm getting on here tonight briefly talking about some systems, okay? And I really want to talk to my family-based childcare providers or my small, mid-size, whatever you want to classify yourself as, childcare programs. And it's really not just for childcare, but it's just for women in business overall. And my topic of today is going to be systems, right? And the reason why I decided to do this topic is because one of the biggest mistakes, I know, myself included, I can say that I know that we've made being a small-based family-size childcare program or just being like a mid-size, what you love to call it. So our programs are small. We have 20 children at one site and 35 at the other. And so I always consider myself to be small or a mid-size or family-based, childcare program. But one of the biggest mistakes I can say that we made is systems, right? Like the word system didn't even really, it didn't really even honestly resonate with me until our funding started increasing. And when our funding started increasing, I realized, hey, I don't got no systems. Hey, I'm doing everything at the moment or at the point of service that people will call it or they would say. And so I realized that creating some systems in our early childhood education-based program really allows me to be more of a off-site childcare owner and or remote-based childcare owner in this phase of my life. And so I want to hop on here today and really just talk about some baseline, at least 3, right? So there's so many systems, and guess what? One system that you may love may not be the system that works for everybody else's business. Like, let me just throw that disclaimer out there. Because some systems may work for small-based programs. Some systems may work for larger-based programs. Why? Because everybody's budget is different. Everybody's funding is different. Everybody's, availability, accessibility is different. And so I really want to get on here and talk about 3 systems that you should have in your childcare-based program, no matter what your size is, okay? So I want you guys to drop some comments down and let me know what is the size of your childcare program. If you guys are small like me, where you maybe got 20, you got 30, maybe 40 kids, you're not over that 45 marker, or if you are a family-based childcare program. Okay, so let me know what your capacities are. Let me know what your sizes are, because I think sometimes, I know me included, felt like, oh, I don't need that system because, I only got 20 kids. I'm always here. I'm doing it. It wasn't until I started even thinking about pulling myself out of the everyday routine, pulling myself out of the everyday business, that I needed to get the structure of systems in my business and figure this out for 2 years before I make a transition. And so today I'm getting on here talking about 3 systems that you should have in your childcare-based program. And so obviously, guys, the first one, for me, it doesn't really matter what size program you are. You should have a real streamlined enrollment system, okay? And when I say enrollment system, I'm not talking about Miss Susie walking into your childcare program saying she's looking for daycare, or she looking for after-school program, or she looking for infant care. What is the system and how is it documented from the moment that the phone rang, from the moment that your doorbell rings or an email comes in? Like, what is step 1, 2, 3, and 4, no matter what their funding stream is? What is your childcare system? And can someone duplicate that system if you are not at your childcare facility? Okay, so I think that that's the biggest thing, is that, like, yes, everybody say, oh, you need systems, but the system needs to be duplicated and the system needs to be replicated truly in order for it to be a solid foundation or a solid system in your business, okay? So when I'm talking about childcare systems, the first one is going to be enrollment. So you really, really want to, ask yourself, how do you intake information? That's my first one. Are you intaking it, meaning that you're doing everything handwritten? So I know I have a lot of clients that really take advantage of that phone script and that phone log that we provide on our website there. And then one of the newest versions that I've taught some of my clients in the Educated Minds University is the Google form, the Google Drive, the Google form that's on a tablet or a laptop or any of those great good things that's in your facility. I got some childcare providers that all of their phone lines are forwarded to one phone number. Why? Because their director may not be at every single site. The owner may not be at every single site. So there's a system of intake. So what is your system of intake? Okay. What is your system of determining what age group you're ready for? Like, do you ever not be like, oh, a mom came in here today and she has toddlers. Do you know that you can't take any more toddlers because of a ratio problem? Do you know that you can't take any more infants or toddlers because of a non-profit problem? Meaning like you looked at your books and you looked at your numbers and now I'm not going to take this age group no longer because the math's not mathing, right? So you really, really want to ask yourself, what is your system? How are you receiving the information? After you market it, might I throw that in there? So after you've done your due diligence, that's a whole nother live for a whole nother day. Hey, Inner Minds, hey, Minty. That's a whole nother live for a whole nother day. But after you've done your actual marketing and now your phone lines is ringing, your emails are coming in, forms are coming in from your website, phone calls, bells is ringing, any of that great good stuff at any location site that you have, what is your system of enrollment? Okay, so is it that first you get the information, then you schedule them for a tour? Is it that first you get the information, then you put it on a Google form and you follow up on your follow-up day? How are you actually taking them through the process? And the real big kicker that I want to get childcare providers to get in the space of, or just owners in general, is how can your director, manager, supervisor, whatever is the title that you have for this person, how can they do it without you? That's the big question. If the phone script and the same level of customer service cannot be done without you, what we talking about? Right? Because yes, you the owner. You want to sell your business, you're going to market your business, but now you may be in a space as a business owner, or you may have another location site as a business owner, and then you got to like pass a little bit of that off to somebody. So how are you monitoring it? How are you maintaining it? And how are you receiving that information? Okay? So the first one is going to be, you need an enrollment system, whether it's you manually taking all the information down on our baseline phone log call script that's on the website, or you filling out a form that you guys have, or a Jot form. Jot form is a really great one, but a Google form is super simple to have your tablet set up in the office or the floor area, anything like that, and receiving that information. And then when you receive it, what is your timeline for the follow-up? Because the money is in the follow-up. I don't care what y'all say. The money and the power is in the follow-up. Whether they are a private-based parent, whether they are a subsidy-based parent, whether they are a Head Start, PHL, pre-K, counts parent, the power is in the follow-up. Why? Because you're not the only program that they're marketing. You're not the only program that they're going out and they're, pounding the ground, like I would say. Okay? So you need an enrollment system, bare minimum. Second thing is going to be, you need some kind of system on communication with your staff when it comes to what their roles and responsibilities are in the classroom. And I'll just put that in number 2, because when you are a director, and let me know if I have, hey, I'm Learningville, let me know, hey, Minty, I got Upper Darby in the building. Let me know if any of you guys are multi-site owners, meaning like you have more than one location site, you're branching out to another location site. My real question is, and this is what I struggle with when we have 4 sites at one time, how are you going to keep the system streamlined? You have to think large. You have to think big. Same way when you go to Chick-fil-A, everything is my pleasure, and this is how you know the experience you're going to get when you go to Chick-fil-A. I don't care. You know their system. You know that somebody's going to come up. Somebody's going to take your order. They may take your payment at the window. You're going to get in line, whether you take your receipt, and you're going to get your meal at the end of the line. That's their system. What is your enrollment system for your overall organization? If you have more than one, it should be a streamline overall. And you as the owner, because I know I'm talking to a lot of owners on here, you as the owner should be able to monitor that system, okay, from wherever you are. So monitoring your system on who's coming in, what intake, what phone numbers, what email addresses, what age groups. You guys ever literally sit down and be like, dang, it seems like for this past month, I've been getting nothing but toddlers coming into my childcare program. Are you saying that because you're in your building every day? But what about when you're not in your building every day? What about when you're not at that actual location site every single day? How are you going to know what your community or your demographic needs? You need a system, okay? And any of my mentees that's on this live, you guys should be having that system, because that's definitely something that we talked about in the group mentorship program, is having it all in the cloud. As the owner, as the director, you should be able to literally go from wherever you are, open up your cloud in whatever cloud-based system you're using and saying, oh, it looks like at this location site, I'm having nothing but pre-K children coming into my building looking for childcare. It looks like at this location site, I'm having nothing but families of threes walking into my childcare-based program. How can you analyze the data from your marketing that you didn't spend money on? And marketing is not cheap. How do I have some connection? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Minty. Let me know if y'all can still hear me, because it seems like my connection went out. But how can you guys analyze your enrollment intake system if you have none? Sticky notes, and I'm a sticky girl, but sticky notes is not enough. If you are an owner and you are a director and you are off-site, I am a off-site remote owner. Kid you not. I'm a remote off-site owner, but I am very much physically there because I've set up systems. I know my enrollment system. I could open up a spreadsheet right now and be like, oh, okay, this is who did an enrollment. Oh, okay, she put a note in here for a follow-up. Oh, did you follow up with that parent? What were their needs? You need a system, okay? So that's going to be the first thing that's going to be, you need to be having an enrollment system. And it's simple. I think that people think like the word, and let me just break this down to you guys. So systems, this is literally what it stands for, okay? So systems saves yourself time, energy, and money. That's what it saves you. Time saves yourself time, energy, and money. So let's break this down. It's saving you time because now you as the owner can follow up with your director or manager and say, hey, I seen that 4 or 5 people came in, walked in, whatever your log is on your online system in your iCloud base. I seen that these amount of people. Did you follow up? If you did, what's their next steps? Are they coming in for a tour? Did you schedule them in on a tour? But if you're not there and the sticky note is literally still sitting on your director's desk, what is that doing? You're losing money on the marketing that you paid for. I at least spend over $10,000 more a year, and that's just on a 10-month school year because our pre-K Head Start pre-K program operates on a 10-month cycle. Okay, so when I say 10 months, we follow the school district schedule. So like example, they're getting out early tomorrow, we're getting out early tomorrow. Okay, it's our professional development days. However, in that space, I'm able to go on and see her system and say, hey, it looks like you need to follow up with this person. It looks like you said you were going to reach out to them in 2 weeks when their CCIS got fixed. Did you do it? Because guess what? There's another daycare that will. Okay? So one of the systems that you definitely need to go in to be an enrollment system. All right? Take notes. Second system that you definitely need to have is going to be your task management system. I cannot say enough, and I know I got some childcare owners and providers on here. The fact that and I'm not saying stuff just to be saying it, but I can't think enough. Many times the reason why roles and responsibilities don't work out in our childcare programs is for the simple fact that the role is not clear. What they have to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, aside from straightening up their classroom, is not clear. Aside from bleach toys, that's a given. Like, it's just a given when you're at a center, you're going to organize your classroom, right? It's a given at a center that you're going to bleach mats. You're going to bleach toys. But what is your system? What is your classroom system? Your toddler system may be totally different than your pre-K or your school-age system, right? That needs to be written out. Because how can you hold any of the teachers, and I'm not really talking about my directors. Like, I know I got some owners on here that you guys are the owner and director, but 2023 is the year that you are taking yourself out of your business just a little. 2023 is the year that you are taking yourself out of your business, even if it's part-time. You should be able to give yourself a day off every week. You should be able to give yourself that you don't got to be the 7 a.m., 6 a.m. opener. You need a system, okay? So let's talk about our task list systems. They work. You need a system, Okay, so when are they sending artwork home? When does homework go home? When are they checking emergency contacts in the classroom? When are they checking their first aid kits in the classroom? When is your director doing ratio count when she's walking through? When is she maintaining the files? When is she following up with staff to make sure they got this clearance and that clearance? Because maybe they're out of their, provisional time block that's given to them, depending on what state you're in. Some of these states is crazy. Okay? But you need to have a baseline system on what their job is. You should not be literally writing like this. And I come from this era, y'all. I come from this era of right before lunchtime. And I know I got some directors in here that's guilty of it and owners. I come from this space that like right before lunchtime, I used to write things to do for today. And I used to be like, bleach toys, straighten up. I was writing the same thing every single day. Unless if I had like a special project, parent conference, or we're closing, or a holiday party or something like that. But for the most part, they're doing the same things every day, right? So you need to have a system, okay? You need to have a task list system for those roles and responsibilities. If you have a maintenance person, and I was so guilty of this, I never had a maintenance task list system for my maintenance person. And every time I would look up, guess what they would be doing? It's done. Is the backyard clean? Is the front clean? Is the windows sprayed down? I didn't have it written out. I didn't have it written out that, hey, on Mondays, I need you to clean the windows. Hey, on Tuesday, or Mondays, I need to make sure that you literally full-fledged bleach the entire backyard down. Why? Because cats are constantly in our backyard over the weekend. These are systems. I didn't have a certain day that I need you to sweep the steps down this day. I need you to mop the floor over on this day. I need you to clean bathrooms twice a day. Trash goes out to the curb on it. These are literally systems. So what happens when it's not done? And guess what everybody's word is? I didn't know. I was just only keeping up with what you said on Monday. I was only keeping up with what you said on Tuesday. You need to have a system, even if it's all in one chart. Your maintenance person needs a system. Your driver needs a system. Your director needs a schedule. I know I got some owners in here that their directors is all over the place. Okay? I know I got some directors in here that, and honestly, guys, they're not all over the place because, they just are lazy but sometimes it is literally a lot to process on when do I do paperwork? When do I be present in the building? When am I present to parents and family needs? Like, there needs to be some kind of task list system. It wasn't until I literally wrote out from my director, like, look, when you come in the morning, do this. From this time to that time, I don't want you in the office. I want you to do, walking around in the building, greeting parents, servicing your team, asking them what's going on in the classroom so that they have their lessons ready and they know what they're supposed to be doing. So you don't got to keep, you know what I mean? Like this, I had to literally lay it out because I'm not there. And you have to operate in that mental space. That's what a system is. It saves yourself time, energy, and money. Okay? And the headache. All right? So we got an enrollment system. We got a task list system. And I want you guys to drop down on me. Tell me, what are you guys' size capacities and what systems you already have in your business? Like that are actually working and you love it. Like, nah, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have a system. Okay? So mine is my task list system, mine is my onboarding system, and mine is my Google Drive. Like, I live and breathe by the Google Drive for every single business. I know y'all probably saw my story that I had in here that literally my entire laptop crashed about a month ago, my MacBook. This is a brand new MacBook. But my previous one that I only had for 3 years, out of nowhere, the chip in the inside crashed. Imagine if I didn't have systems. Imagine if I didn't have a Google Drive. I'm in the middle of a financial audit. Like, imagine if I didn't have my tax returns and receipts and invoices and all types of stuff on my Google Drive. I would be literally up Shit's Creek. Okay? And I'm just being honest with y'all. So thank God for the Google Drive and thank God for the onboarding iCloud secure-based systems. So all I had to do was literally, I might have lost a couple downloads, but I didn't lose nothing nowhere near to the capacity that anybody, if you were an owner and you did not have these systems in your cloud base laid out, you would literally be like, I would be starting from scratch in my audit, and we're already 4 months in on this financial audit. We're actually getting ready to conclude, okay? However, I would literally be like done, okay? So you need an enrollment system. You need a task list system, okay? Super simple, and that's for every role, okay? Some people that are directors, they may have, like, let's say you have a system for your task list, but you're not there. So how can you ensure that what they're doing is actually done? Are they scanning you a list? Do you have some kind of management software online portal that they can click done, maybe, whatever. It's a management software tool. So we use it. We use Monday.com, which is my favorite one. I love it. But you can always use spreadsheets if you want to go the free way and really type everything in manually yourself. But there's so many project management software tools. Dusabado is another one. That's a really great one. But Monday.com is really user-friendly, and it's always on my cell phone, okay? Or my tablet or my laptop. And my last system, guys, that you need to have is going to be your HR system, okay? So your HR system, hey, Sisters with an Agenda, your HR system is another system that you need to have. And why are these the three systems? And there's many. Like, I ain't going to sit here on live and give you guys all of them, but there's many systems that you need to have. But the top three in your business is going to be enrollment. Why would you not have an enrollment system? That's your money maker. That's your potential customer. That's your potential family. You need to know what age, what hours of operation that they need, when did they call in, how soon are they trying to enroll. You need all these systems. You need it. You need to have all the data in one place. So when you call them back, you're not calling back asking the same questions you asked during your intake. Why? Because step one during intake is to ask these specific questions. Not that you're changing the intake process every single family, every single customer. It's a system, okay? So you need an enrollment system. That's your money maker. That's your return on your investment, okay? Your second system that we talked about is going to be your task management system. All right, so how are they actually getting work done? What does their day-to-day look like? What are they responsible for? Because guess what? In childcare, here's an example, right? In childcare, yes, they may do, changing diapers, cleaning out book bags, putting blankets away, sanitizing tables, straightening up the area, sanitizing mats, greeting parents. Those are the natural things that you do as a childcare, teacher, worker, educator, whatever your title is that you use. That's a natural system, okay? But what I'm talking about is, and I'm not going to dive too deep off this, but what I always want people to realize, and I really preach about this in our mentorship, guys, it's one thing to get it. Like, people always say, like, oh my God, I can't wait to be a star 3. I can't wait to be a star 4. It's not just about getting the stars. You have to create systems to maintenance the stars. Okay, so different expectations set. Brightwell is a system. So is that for your enrollment, your intake, your task management? Which one are you using it for? Probably for your enrollment with your children, right? So that's where you may put all their phone numbers at. And many systems like Tadpoles will remind you, hey, you need to get the 6-month emergency or agreement signature, right? Or their health assessments is expired, right? So that may be for your parent intake, but what's your system for enrollment? Okay. Also for your task management, what is going to be your system? And the reason why I say that they got these daily duties that they do, but when do they do bulletin boards in your center? Are we waiting until we know it's going to be April 1st? So we're going to start April 1st changing the board, or April 2nd, or you as the owner look up and be like, Dag, they need to do bulletin boards. But how am I going to, what's the theme going to be? Like, no, it needs to be laid out. It needs to be written out. Literally try to put yourself in someone else's shoes and treat the business as if they know nothing thereof. Yes, they have experience, but they don't have experience in your program. They don't have experience because every childcare program is different, and I love that. You got some programs that's more structured. You got some programs that's more organized. Like, no, we do this at this time. We do this at this time. That's how my program is. You have some programs that's free fall. Like, look, whatever you want the theme to be, that's what it is. Whenever you want them to paint, that's how it is. Whenever you want to sit down and do an art project, that's how it is. Every program's different, so you have to train people and get people on that bus. I can't wait for the book club to start. But you got to get people on that bus that we talk about in our book program. But you got to get people on that bus that's right for your program. And for your systems, I don't care whether you worked at a daycare for 10 years. You could have worked at a daycare for 10 years and been sitting there doing nothing. You could have worked at a daycare for 10 years and don't know nothing about the hand washing process. Don't know nothing about the observation process. Don't know nothing about Teaching Strategies Gold or any of the assessments or mandatory parent conferences, all the things that come with STAR 3 and 4 accreditation. So just because you have childcare experience, it's what type. Okay? So that's why having these systems laid out, written out, and accountable for your team and your staff, no matter what their role is super important. Just because someone's worked at a daycare center, if you ever get people, they be like, oh, I love kids. We all do. Right? Just because you love children don't mean you're going to be a great asset at my childcare program. Why? Because this is what my childcare program is based upon. I have some clients that are Montessori only childcare, centers. Their Montessori curriculum and layout and their expectations and what those roles and daily routines are not the same. So if someone comes into your building and they say, oh, I've been working in childcare for 7 years, I know what I'm doing. You may not know what you're doing at this facility, right? Because you may be coming from a facility that just opened. They didn't care about accreditation. They didn't care about high quality. They didn't care about clean faces and shoes, ties, and shirts changed. They didn't care about small group interaction. They didn't care about, direct, one-on-one working with the children and what center play looked like. They could have literally just verbatimly been sitting there watching the kids. So what is your standard and what is your system for what that task list looks like in your classrooms? Y'all know I'm speaking the truth. And that's what you have to ask yourself, because it doesn't matter whether, yes, everybody has childcare experience. We've been open for over 24 years, guys. And I done seen a whole lot of, I done seen some people that have great degrees, and I'd be like, where'd you get it from? Degrees do not matter. Yes, the degrees have to matter, and the certifications have to matter based on our accreditation standards that we're trying to maintain or keep. But let me tell you something. It's not necessarily about getting the accreditation. You can get it done. Right? With dedication and hard work and rearrangement, or getting a coach or getting a mentor, you can get accredited. But it's not about getting the accreditation. It's about maintaining the accreditation on a natural base. Okay? We're going on over 9 years being a star 4 at 2 location sites. That's hard work. And you don't want to maintain it only when inspectors are coming, because they only come out once a year. If you ain't getting no write-ups. Okay, so it's not about getting the accreditation, it's about maintaining it. Like how they say it's not about getting the bag, it's about maintaining it. So yeah, you could get the 6 figures, but how are you going to maintain that budget? Yes, you could get Head Start and pre-K accounts, but how are you going to maintain that budget? Right? So those are some of the things that, you really, really want to think about, that you really want to focus on, for the simple fact that, it's like, how are you going to actually get it done? How is it going to work out in your business? Okay? So you want to ask yourself that, because you can't have these systems and maintaining accreditation in a natural space. It shouldn't just be that, oh, you know what? It's going into April. Your teacher should already know what your theme is, what your study is, what your numbers is, what your colors is, when they do bulletin boards, when they change the parent communication board, when do they have parent, these things need to be laid out, because that's when you're creating an organization. That's when you're creating a business, when you're creating systems that someone else can duplicate without you, and you're saving yourself time, energy, and money in your business. Okay? And last but not least, guys, is going to be my final system, which is my favorite one of all. Is going to be the HR system. And if you guys do not know, y'all obviously know tomorrow is the last day for registration on the HR Streamline Your Hiring System. Okay? But what's really, really important about the hiring system is that I could remember, and I know I'm not the only director on here. Like, I know I could remember every single time that it was time. I had the, where do I put my, job post? I had the, okay, let me call them, let me ask a couple questions. I had that. But what I didn't have was somebody else could do it without me. What I didn't have was all of my documents in one binder, ready to rock and roll, whether I got an interview on the spot or whether I got an interview 5 days from now or tomorrow, first thing in the morning. I didn't have it. I would literally go into my computer at my daycare. I would print out interview questions. I would print out welcome packet. I would print out W-4. I would print out I-9. I would print out job descriptions. I would retype the offer letter. Literally, I had no points of system in my hiring. Okay? So if you're going to have any systems in your business, no matter whether you are big or small, and I come from a family-based childcare provider, guys, so I come from small. I'm a small to mid-sized childcare owner. Okay? And I used to be like, oh, I don't need to get all that stuff. Oh, it's in a file cabinet. Oh, I don't need a system. I used to think like that. But that's because I was only thinking for self. I wasn't thinking about, well, Dominique, what's going to happen when you really have a director? Or Dominique, what's going to happen when you're tired? Or Dominique, what's going to happen when you want to take off on Fridays? Or Dominique, I didn't have any of that stuff. And it was because I was thinking small, because my business is small. But just because your business is small, she said family childcare provider, absolutely. And I just always want to stress, guys, to my family-based childcare providers, you can eat in a family-based childcare program. But your family-based childcare program structure, from your business structure to your tax structure to your system structure, needs to be just as great as if you owned a childcare center. Okay? And we're actually going to be doing a really, really great, I cannot wait. The YouTube video will probably drop on Monday. But we're going to be doing a really, really great YouTube interview with Miss Shalonda, my mom. And she's going to be giving you guys some tips on transitioning from a family-based childcare program to a center-based childcare program, and what are some things you need to be doing in your family-based childcare program if that's a goal of yours. Okay, I have some clients, most of my clients are family-based childcare clients, and most of them don't want to go to a center because they love the area and the space that they're in. Everybody doesn't want to be a millionaire. Everybody doesn't want to be that great level of a boss. So you have to meet yourself where you are. Okay. However, these are the systems you need, whether you got 6 kids or whether you got 26 kids. And let me tell you something. If you have 6 or 7 children as a family-based child care program, let me tell you something. Anybody that you're hiring in your business, or like even if it's a part-time, they're going to be impressed. I cannot tell you how many times from us creating our own onboarding portal, because that's what I'm going to be teaching in our class on Saturday. Okay, so it's live. It's live on Zoom for 2 hours. I'm going to be teaching you guys and giving y'all, also check out my story, all of the forms that you need to create that 6-step binder with all of your forms in there ready to rock and roll. I'm going to be teaching that live on Saturday at 11 a.m. on Zoom. Okay? And then, aside from that, one of the biggest things I talk about is you need to have an automated onboarding system. So we're long away from the days that now you hire Susie. And I said before, what was I doing? I was printing this out, printing that out, office crazy, not ready. I was so not organized. And I'm still unorganized in some areas of my life. But these particular systems in my childcare program, I've mastered. And so you have to master that before you can go open multiple locations. Because guess what? If you disorganize in location 1, you're going to be disorganized in location 2. If you don't know what hiring and onboarding and training need in site 1, it's going to be the same thing when you get to the second location. Multiple sites do not make you rich. Okay? Just throwing that out there. However, what I want to just finish up with is that you need that HR system. So you need at least a 6-step system. How do you do resumes? How do you do phone interviews? How do you do regular interviews? What do you give somebody when they come into your facility? Nobody should never leave empty-handed, whether it's a parent or a potential employee. You should always be marketing, whether you want to hire them or not. I got a story for y'all. I kid you not, then I said I wasn't going to be on this live forever. I never forget the day I interviewed someone and I was trying out my new system. I had my nice little fancy folders. I had the application in there. This is step 3, okay? I had the nice application in there. I had the nice flyer in there. I didn't hire them, but guess what? Someone called me about 2 weeks later and said, hey, I'm giving a call when I asked that number 1 question from my enrollment system. How did you hear about my child care program? Because I want to know where my money and my marketing is going. She said, oh, I found your folder on a SEPTA bus. Systems. Nobody never leaves empty-handed without something. A flyer, a folder, a pamphlet, something. So even though I was looking for a potential candidate for employment, she left the folder on the bus and it got me a child of enrollment. Look at the return on the investment in that. Systems. System saves you time, energy, and money. So yes, at the end of the day, you're always marketing. So what are you giving them when they come into your child care program to do an interview, whether you're hiring them or not? Okay? You also want to see what is going to be your reference check. Okay? Are you doing work interviews? Are you not doing work interviews? Is your first interview going to be on Zoom? All of this needs to be laid out because remember, the system is there and written out. You're getting everything that's up here that you know what you do best and you're getting it out on paper. And that's why our Saturday class which is live at 11 a.m., Streamline Your Hiring System. I'm going to be teaching in that class how to create your 6-step system. I'm going to be giving you all 14 documents and templates, job descriptions, applications, interview questions, W-9s, W-9s, I-9 papers, W-4 papers, employee handbooks. All of that stuff is going to be given to you. So you don't even got to type from scratch, okay? But aside from the actual system on how you bring them in and how you decide if you're going to hire, now is that next system, which is the bonus system, which is making you not just a basic childcare program, but a high quality organized childcare program, is going to be the automated onboarding portal. So that's what I'm going to be teaching live on our class on Saturday, is how to actually create that portal. How to get your presentation on there, how to voice it over, so when you hire somebody, you're no longer sitting down saying, hey, here's our employment handbook. I'm now going to go over this section. No. Only thing you should have to do is go into your 6-step hire binder that you're going to have done and ready, especially anybody that's signed up for this class, and a couple of y'all been sending me DMs. I made a message about it tomorrow. The replay will not be available unless if you only purchase the course or purchased into the master class. So if you purchase the master class and you can't make the master class, the replay along with all 20 documents will be sent and emailed out once the master class is over. Okay, so if you can't make the class on Saturday, still sign up, because the replay will be sent to you on Zoom with a private link and the zip folder with all of the templates and documents that you need to actually create your binder and what you need to actually create your own onboarding automated system. Okay, so you should be having a system when someone comes into your childcare program that says, oh, welcome to Different Expectations Childcare Center. Today we're going to talk about XYZ. That already needs to be laid out. Okay? And we're going to be going over the 3 different trainings that you need. So you want to have your employee handbook training, going over all the do's and the don'ts and the probations and the call outs and the sick time. All of that stuff needs to be trained and done. You're also going to get the daily operations training. And when I say get, I mean you're getting the presentation already done, so you don't even got to type. It's given to you. Okay? All you have to do is take out what you don't like, put in what you might want to add, and voice it over. So it literally may take you a week to implement everything that I'm teaching you on Saturday. And by the way, guys, if the replay does become available, it will not be the same $199 price. So get in where you're fitting on Saturday. The class is $199 for 2 hours on Zoom. And we're going to be doing HR, streamlining your HR systems, not just about binder, but also with the onboarding portal. Because really the onboarding portal was the game changer for me. Like once I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like nervous. It took me maybe almost like 4 months to actually implement what I learned, because it wasn't given to me. I learned it, but I had to then go back and type everything from my handbook and create a PowerPoint and add pictures and logos and, make it pretty, dress it up, because it's a presentation. So I had to do all of that. It wasn't given to me. However, in this masterclass for Streamline Your Hiring Process, I'm giving y'all my PowerPoints for all 3 trainings. So we got our daily operations training. We have our employee orientation training, which is going over all your handbook and all that stuff. And then we also have a day in the life training. So we want to break down, what are we doing at 8 a.m.? How does breakfast and arrival go? Everything that goes on that daily schedule needs to be taught before someone comes into your facility. Why? Because that's where the accountability comes in at. So I'm talking about task lists in that training. Why? Because we got task lists. That's a part of the role. That's a part of the job role. Okay? So those are the 3 systems I want y'all to share with me. Does anybody have any systems that they currently have in their business? Do they have any HR systems currently in their business? Like, how are you guys actually bringing employees into your business, whether they work out or not? Because let's not forget, we are still in HR, right? Can y'all hear that? We're still in the HR space. We're still in the space of, bringing people on and hiring and all that great good stuff. So they may work, they may not work. But what's really, really important is that you are organized and it's ready. Okay? So let me know what systems you guys have in your business. And those are the 3. If y'all got any questions, drop them down below. Okay? I said I was going to get on here for like 10 minutes. Who believes in getting on lives for 10 minutes? It's just not even possible. But you really, really want to make sure that you have, your systems organized and really in place, because once I never forget, I sent somebody the welcome email. I sent them their offer letter, and I was like, they really signed up. They really got onto I trained them before they even started. And I was like so proud of myself. I was like, I can't believe I actually did it. I have nothing. Where do I begin? So are you a childcare owner already, or are you an aspiring childcare provider? Talk to me. Close that door. So either you must be a childcare provider already, or an aspiring childcare provider. I'm an owner of a childcare program, family or center or group. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, I got family. Absolutely. Okay, yeah. So one of the easiest thing and the most inexpensive thing is, and I always say this, so this is what I talk about and I teach in our group coaching program. So basically what I always tell people is you want to start with where you feel as though you genuinely need help. You can't get yourself out of the classroom until you put the right people in the classroom. And the way to put the right people in the classroom is to hire them and onboard them and train them correctly. So the first thing that I would say as a provider, if you have absolutely no systems, start with your HR hiring system or your enrollment system. And if you're a family-based childcare provider, you're probably like, oh, well, enrollment isn't that bad because you probably got a wait list. I know I got so many family clients that be like, Ms. Dom, I got a wait list. Like, oh my God, what can I do? I'm trying to get my building. Keep that wait list flowing, right? But you need to get comfortable with even hiring a part-time aide. I purchased a building I'm a fourth grade teacher. Oh, I come from a teaching space. I love when my educators make that transition. Take the master class. You won't be, yes, mentee, tell them, please. I'm telling them, guys, the master class, and this is like the first time I'm ever doing this. So Inner Minds, she was in our group coaching program. She'll tell you, this is something that I literally taught them in our 6-week group coaching program. And the fact that I'm literally offering it only for $199, and you get in all the hiring documents, and I'm showing you how to create your own onboarding portal for just $199. I'm telling y'all better get in. I'm telling y'all, because I cannot promise that once it's over, the replay will not be the same price. But yes, it really is, it's a game changer, truly, for me. Really, the hiring part, the most important thing. But I would definitely say, I always pronounce things wrong. Sweet Chime, why not? Hopefully, I would just say start with your HR, because the goal is that you want to get yourself out of the classroom. Like, that's the biggest thing. You want to get yourself out of the classroom, so therefore you can begin to. And I always say this, right? I had a family-based childcare provider out VA in our last group coaching program, that class that just ended. It was our 5th cohort, and she was like, Ms. Dom, we was in class. Miss Shawana, she was like, Ms. Dom, I don't think I need anybody, I only got these 6 kids, but I don't got time to take a lunch break. I never can go shop for a building because I'm always busy with the kids. And guess what? We had to get her out of the space of mindset to understand you need an aide. You need an assistant, even if it's part-time. Okay? So you really need to understand it. So she said, so my thought process would be, Shawana, if you want to get started with HR, take the $199 HR systems onboarding. At least that way, when you're ready to bring somebody in, everything is done. I'm telling y'all, if y'all take this class on Saturday, creating your HR portal and actually getting the documents, you can implement in a week. I guarantee it. Because you're not doing anything but taking all the templates that I'm actually typing, and it's already done. All the job descriptions, all the interview questions, all of the phone interview, all of the reference check, all of that, okay? So all of that's going to be done for you. You don't got to be like, let me type this, let me copy and paste. No. All you got to do is put your logo up there, keep what you want, and take out what you don't want, okay? I pinned the website down, guys, at the bottom. If you go into educatedminds.com and click on the register for the webinar, It's going to give you all the details. Your Zoom link will be sent to you, and once the masterclass is over, the Zoom replay and all of the documents will be emailed. I want to open a center, but I'm at the basics. I need to take the training over because it has been over a year already. Absolutely. So when you say, so is your masterclass for beginners for the 2K, which one are you talking about, Breezy? Because I always see you there. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about, if you do not have a childcare program yet at all, you should be taking the Childcare University Startup course. If you do not have a childcare program at all, meaning you never had a daycare, you ain't get started, you don't got your credit together, you don't got your business funding together, you don't know how to pass health inspections, licensing inspections, or your state inspections, the Childcare Startup University course is for you. Okay? And always with that Childcare Startup University course, it's a self-paced course. You can take it and you can always add on the discounted Zoom feature. Okay? So only for my startup students, meaning you never had a daycare before, and you want to learn how to start a family group or center, because in my Childcare Startup University course, I teach the business of childcare. Because no matter what state you're located in, you have to take your state standard course, and they will teach you your individual state regulations. I teach you the business, the startup, the funding, the credit, what materials you need to buy, what appliances you need to buy, pricing, marketing, handbooks. That's what I teach in the Childcare Startup University course, no matter what location you're in. Okay, so if you don't have that, that's what the Childcare Startup University course is for. Now, if you guys on the website and you guys see it say Educated Minds University replay only, that is our entire university program, and that's covering classroom, business, finance, curriculum. It's over 12 2-hour Zoom sessions from when we had our 6 Zooms and our 6 Q&As. And it's over, I'm going to say at least about 60 documents in there and templates. And all the Zooms are in there. So that is for, it's really for childcare providers that either A, have a family program and they're really trying to like up their ante. Because let me say something. You can have a family-based childcare program and be a high, I know people that have Head Start, pre-K counts, and PHO in a family-based program. Please do not sleep on family childcare providers in no way, shape, or form. At all. I come from being a family-based program, and we was there for 9 full-fledged years. And that business generated enough revenue for my mom to be able to purchase a building in her business name. So do not sleep on starting your business as a family-based childcare provider. Please don't. Okay, so no, the master class is only $199. Okay? So yes, you should be taking the master class for $199 if you want to learn about streaming your hiring process. Okay, that's specifically for streaming your hiring process. She said they better not know. They better not sleep on family-based childcare programs. Okay. If you're thinking about taking the course and you're interested in doing your Childcare Startup University course, meaning you don't have a daycare, and that's something that you're interested in, the Childcare University Startup course is $299. Okay? And you have lifetime access to that. And you can always add on the discounted 2-hour private Zoom to get any of your questions answered. But you have to purchase that discounted 2-hour Zoom at the time that you purchase the course. And you have a year to date. From the year that you purchased the course and add that add-on 2-hour Zoom, you can book your 2-hour Zoom within a whole year. You don't got to book it right then and there or within the next month or so when you purchase the course. You know why? Because it may take you 6, 7, 8, 9 months. I got people that use their discounted feature. They're $220. It's only $225 for the discounted Zoom. So I have people that wait almost like 9 months to use that discounted feature Zoom add-on that they purchased 9 months ago with the course, because they want me to see their facility. They literally do an actual tour before their state inspection. They literally show me, or we go through their actual application. So if you're the type of person that you're like, oh wait, no, I took a course, I got some information, I'm headed in the right direction, but these are my new set of problems. If you're the type of person that like to talk to somebody after you receive information, then you should add on the discounted feature of the 2-hour private Zoom to meet with me to get any of your questions asked. Because I will tell you, the questions that you got before you take my course, you're going to have a whole new set of questions. Because the questions that you have now are things you do not know about starting a child care program, whether it's family, group, or center. Okay? So hopefully Did that answer your question? Hopefully that answered your question about the startup. But for the HR course, that course is $199. It's a master class and it's live this Saturday. And I'm only talking about hiring and onboarding people in your program. She said yes. Okay. So hopefully that's that. The other one, the Educated Minds University program, that is for people who already have a child care program, meaning you've been open, you got some staff, you got some kids, and you're really trying to get your life together. In organization from business, finance, classroom, curriculum, office organization. Because in that program, I teach from a STAR 4 accredited based mindset. Okay? And the Childcare Startup University course, your goals and your vision and your accomplishments and what you're trying to get done for that year or two is not the same as somebody who already has their business open. Okay? So that's what that's for. And that's a 6-week group coaching program. So I only offer that program twice a year. So that's why it's a replay only. Okay? But it's super gem-packed. It is just super gem-packed. Okay? So hopefully that answers your question and the difference. If you guys got any other questions, drop them down below. For those of you that have already signed up, reminder emails have already went out. We are only 2 days away. Tomorrow registration closes at 9 p.m. Okay? So if you're thinking about signing up for the HR class, if you're thinking about onboarding people and you genuinely don't know where to start, I'm telling y'all, this is going to be the class for you because it's easy. It's user-friendly. Okay? If you like, oh, I want to hire somebody, I don't know what to ask. Oh, I want to hire somebody, I don't know how to check references. Oh, I want to hire somebody, I don't know how to seem professional or show up as my best self. This is going to be the class for you. Because I can guarantee you, every single time I hired somebody, I was not going through the system. Okay? And systems, again, save you time, energy, and money. So don't waste your money. That same $199, $199 that you're going to spend on my masterclass, you already spent that on a Facebook ad. You already spent that marketing. But you're wasting your money when you're not taking them through the process properly and professionally and organized. Okay? So invest your money in the know-how, in the knowledge. Don't just be bringing people into your organization and you're not organized on what your mission and your vision is, because that's really all it is. Everybody's mission and vision is different for their childcare program, and you got to respect that. Like, you got some people that come from childcare centers that they're used to cleaning. They may be used to cleaning bathrooms, vacuuming carpets, like doing their due diligence in the classroom. Then you got some people that come from maybe larger, like state-of-the-art facilities, and they got janitors and cleaning people that come in every night. You need to know that during the interview process. Is that something that they're okay with doing? Or if they're only okay with sitting, monitoring, engaging with the kids. If cleaning their classroom is not something that they're okay with, that's something you should be asking where? In the interview process. Not until you then gave them their offer letter and now you ask them to clean the bathroom or you ask them to vacuum the carpet or take their trash out their classroom and they give you the look like, that ain't a part of my job description. Whose fault is that? Ours. We gotta take accountability for leadership and management. If you don't mention or you don't ask, you're gonna assume. And when we assume, we do what? I ain't gonna finish the rest. Okay? But hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. I hope to see you guys on our 2-hour live HR. If y'all got any other questions, again, and let me say this. If you've never started a childcare based program, the HR hiring is still for you. Why? Because at the end of the day, that's something you're definitely going to need to know. So I don't talk about the whole hiring process in the startup course. I'm talking about health inspections, licensing inspection, materials to buy, classroom setup. You're giving you your template for your business plan, how to get your business credit and your funding together, how to form your business, whether you're going to do an LLC, an S Corp, how to market your program. Like, that's what I'm talking about in startup. Startup is a total different level than opened and operated. Okay? So if you've never started a childcare-based program before and you want to learn about hiring, or maybe you are already in, which this happens to me a lot, when I get a lot of times I get people that are like like damn near about to be open. Like they just waiting on their state inspection, and now they actually need to hire people. This is the masterclass for you for real. Because the way you start is the way you're gonna better what to finish. Okay? So if you ain't open yet and you about to be ready waiting for your state inspector to come, hiring and streamlining your masterclass is definitely for you. Because you need to hire people. And guess what? Just because you're just opening your doors, everybody doesn't need to know that. Just because you never owned a childcare program, new prospective candidates and employees don't need to know that. Because you need to educate your mind, okay, on what the proper process is and what the streamlined process is. Because the more professional that you are, the more organized that you appear. Remember, this is the first thing I'm going to say in that webinar, and I'm going to say it right here on this live. You are getting interviewed too. Remember that. You're not the only person that's doing the interview. You yourself is getting interviewed. The candidate is interviewing you. They're interviewing you on how organized you are. If you like, oh wait, hold on. If they like, oh wait, I had an interview. That was me. Don't know where nothing at. Oh wait, where did I put the application? Struggling in the file cabinet. You're getting interviewed too. So make sure that you show up accordingly. Make sure that you represent your business and your brand accordingly. So that same Chick-fil-A experience when we bring people in through the drive-thru needs to be the same experience that you create for people coming into your facility, so you can get down to business and you can be clear on what the roles and responsibilities and expectations are before you onboard someone. Okay? So streamline your hiring process. All right? So last but not least, guys, just a quick recap before I get off. Our 3 systems, if you want to start actually implementing them in your childcare program, should be an enrollment system, how you receive your money back, how you sell your business, what does the script look like, when do you follow up, when do you give out your parent handbook. Like prime example, for the past 2 years prior to children enrolling into our center, like before day 1, I now send over all the documents via DocuSign. That's one. That's the first system. The second one is we have a whole parent. I sat down and took the time and created a whole parent orientation video that needs to be watched and signed off before they come in and start. Why? Because I'm going over sickness, lateness, tuition, summer camp, all of that stuff I'm going over in my parent orientation video. Systems. So when I tell you, oh, Johnny can't come in because he has a runny nose and it's been running for 2 or 3 days, and I say he can't come in tomorrow, we're not surprised. Because just because they give you the handbook paper, the parent handbook paper signed, don't mean they even know what's going on. But the video is super simple. It's super easy. Systems. It's saving you time, energy, and money. Okay? Your second system needs to be your task list. What are the expectations of the people in your business? From your janitor to your director to your manager to your bus driver to your maintenance person. What do they do? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. How do they do it? Systems of procedures. And your last system that I actually got a break on that I'm going to be teaching live is going to be your hiring system. Especially if you are a multi-site owner, or if you are a family-based childcare program and you want to be more organized and you're looking to transition into center. Because you got to change some of your practices, guys, to go from being a family-based childcare provider to being a center-based childcare provider. Okay? It's 2 different levels, and I have experience in both. All right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. Make sure y'all tap in live on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Because I have a lot of people on different time zones. But Eastern Standard Time, that is, I'm going to be teaching the system that's going to be saving you time, energy, and money for systems. That's what systems stand for. I'm going to be teaching you the HR Streamline Your Hiring System on Saturday live on Zoom. Okay? And the replay and all, I haven't even counted, but it's about at least 15 documents to make up your binder and make up your automated onboarding portal, so you don't gotta keep sitting down saying the same thing. You should be able to onboard people, 2-3 people at a time. Just saying, okay? But I definitely look forward to seeing everybody on live on Saturday. She said I will be signing up for the course. Yes, okay? So make sure you check out, and always send me a DM if you're not sure, because I always see you comment and send me a DM. Childcare Startup University Course will probably be for you if you've never owned a daycare center before. But if you really want to learn the HR hiring systems, Thanks, Nizam. You're welcome, lovely Lane. Systems. And guess what? I just want to say this last thing. This always reminds me. The reason why I love coaching a variety of different people, guys, is because everybody's in a different space of business. Your goals from 2022 into 2023, like I got some people when they first came into our group coaching program, their goal maybe was to like, now I need to master this classroom. Like, no, I need to master enrollment. I'm trying to make some of my money back. I'm trying to be more of in the educator space to really educate my children, okay? But now in 2023, your goals may be different, right? So your goals may be, hey, I want to create a system that somebody else can duplicate without me, okay? So if you don't got a system for enrollment, task lists, in HR, I'm challenging you. Create them. And for the HR one, you don't got to create from scratch because I'm teaching it live on Saturday. Okay? And again, the replay will not be available only if you actually purchase the course for all of the documents. And then when it does become available, it's not going to be $199. I can guarantee you that because it's some really, really great gems in there. But it's the season of giving. Okay? But hopefully you guys enjoyed this live. Hey, Nakia. And thank you guys for joining in. I'm going to sprinkle my great good energy, and I will see y'all live Saturday on Zoom.